Time for more conquest, and time to see what surprises we'll have when conquering Rome's last city. Now, this streaming business is tough. My voice already feels super tired, but I'll try to continue. Alright, so somehow I need to get all these units there before Rome gets walls. Keep in mind that this conquest has already taken way too long, but yeah, that's how things are. In any case, it will be done pretty soon, and then we can start focusing on building our empire and creating our districts a little bit more. So, essentially, now is good time to start making builders. We'll be having feudalism soon, and that's going to be a good builder wave. Now, is it time to chop? Maybe not yet. These chops are currently yielding around 50-ish production. 54. I would really love to get them to at least 60. But yeah. Alright. Let's get a few more builders. Alright. Yeah, the army is now super strong with 6 bonus luxuries. Amazing. Alright. One more builder. Great. Kabul is really useful. I just need to get to the city before they get walls. Let's get you in position. Cool. So the plan in this city is, as soon as the entertainment district is done, I will be working on the Colosseum. Once the chops increase a little bit in value, I can use all these woods around the city to chop the Colosseum as soon as possible. The sooner the better, even though that means that I probably won't have any more chops in that city for a library or a university. But doesn't matter, because culture is really precious, and getting extra culture early on is much better. Now I want to go there and settle as soon as possible. That settler has been stuck for way too many turns. And I need to find Stockholm. Cool. Oh. I don't like this. France is attacking Germany, which essentially means that whatever districts Germany has, France is going to conquer them. Another scout.
Those who in quarrels interpose.
That's one of the bad things about this particular map. I feel that ever since the beginning there is constantly a barbarian attack somewhere. The map is just too spread out. And I'm not even sure how I'm going to contain the barbarians in the mid and end game, because obviously there's a large amount of land that I will not going to be settling, so they will just keep spamming there. Alright. We've got feudalism. Perfect. Can we attack now? Let's try to prevent this city from healing first by making a siege. And in this case, scout should be really useful. There's another barb scout. I'm gonna use part of my army, hopefully, to chase that barb and escort the settler. You can rest. Maybe I should have put that heavy chariot on the road in my third territory. 20. I can place a campus here. Now, The other one would give me a better adjacency, but no, I'm not sacrificing a hill for that. Are you kidding me? I forgot to upgrade the chariots into knights. No way. No way. I rushed feudalism to get quick knights and I just forgot them. I don't think this ever happened. Maybe I'm talking too much. This is such a stupid mistake. These knights could have already been attacking Germany. Wow. Wow. Alright. Envoy. I'm not going to get naval tradition, and I do want Kumasi. I'm not gonna get the general, but once we eliminate Rome, we're gonna get Kumasi back, so yeah, let's go with Geneva. Alright. That was so bad from me. I can't believe I've made mistake like this. Wow. Wow. I could have made a knight from that heavy chariot too, and then I would have conquered Rome before they got... well, no point now. Don't want to restart. Want to stay within the Game of the Month rules. And as a reward, Rome now has walls. This is what you get for stupidity, I guess. Alright, I'm not giving up. This is still going to be a great game, but this is a setback that is definitely going to cost me quite a few turns.
It is
in
not
my
that
overall
life
victory.
ashore is distasteful.
Normally, it's okay
But
to
life
wait
at
for
sea
mercenaries
is
before
better.
you upgrade your army and you use the 50% discount card. But in this game there was plenty of gold. Alright. Let's get this amazing promotion and let's get 2 more builders here. Cool. So, I have to move the scout. Let's get that goodie hut. Can I kill him? No. Alright, so... this was such a big mistake. Anyways, let's get back to talking about the strategy for the mid-game, which is pretty much approaching. Now, I'm not really feeling sorry about knights as much, because I did get them at around turn 60, which is really, really early. I would say earlier than normal. Turn 70 is totally fine as well. The next 2 technologies we need are definitely mathematics and universities. Yep. And we need to recruit a great scientist. No, we've got one. Alright. Now I can improve the capital, because I want to use it as a spaceport city. So let's get this granary, and let's use this space to put an industrial zone. I think this is pretty much going to be the only industrial zone that I'm going to place in my cities. There's quite a few reasons. Very simple. When you're going for a quick victory, there is really no time for the industrial zone to give you back any of the benefits. Secondly, all this advice about using industrial zones with factories to help production in your other cities is quite questionable, because it takes few hundred production to set your zone, workshop, factory, etc. So it's questionable whether you will get a benefit in even a longer game, unless if you're playing Germany, of course. So industrial zones are really underpowered, and I'm not going to waste 300 production or something in my other cities just to get 5 production per turn back, or even 8 production per turn. That's simply unreasonable. Anyways, let me see. Is it time to start chopping? When it comes to the... let's do this one. Yeah. Perfect. I can finish it next turn then. Yeah, 162. Yeah, perfect. Cool. So, when it comes to districts, first priority, of course, is going to be to chop the Colosseum. That is going to give us the 14 culture plus 3 amenities in 7 cities, which is amazing. The culture boost is going to be really, really huge. Now, let's get the rest of the army in position. All right, as much as possible. Now, to get the Colosseum up in this particular game, I'm going to chop as much woods and stone as possible around that city so as to get it faster. Let's improve this. As for other cities, the plan is to make a campus as quick as possible and a commercial hub in most of the cities. I will need to prioritize a little bit. I might already be a bit late. And get 3 commercial districts out first. The reason why is I need to set up 4 trade routes to get a Eureka for medieval ferries. Otherwise, I will have to switch out and go with the bottom part of the civic tree up until that Eureka is possible. But I don't think I've planned this properly when it comes to commercial hubs. Let's upgrade this guy, and hopefully we'll have Rome in a few turns. The wounded archer can take 1 more shot if I shield him properly like this. Alright. Take a shot. Cool. The ideal order would be something like making more builders, using the builders to pump up districts, specifically campuses, then commercial hubs, and then using the builders to chop libraries and unis in most of these core cities that I've taken from Norway, Rome, and Teddy. Hopefully I'll be getting some cities from Germany. They're not going to contribute that much. I might put a campus in or 2 campuses, etc. But the main purpose of these cities is going to be essentially chopping traders, maybe chopping some districts for extra Eurekas and stuff. But they will in general come too late to contribute to the victory. Let's just see where that scout went. I really don't want any more barbarians coming, but maybe I'm too late. All right, let's take the long and painful road towards Germany. Cool. So it is now turn 66. I've got 50 science, and what's interesting, once you start building your districts, this science is going to skyrocket significantly. I think we're gonna double it every few turns or something. So it's really going to grow. Should I wait a bit more, or should I start chopping right now? If I chop, I'll get the Eureka. Hmm, 72. It's not quite enough. I would love to wait just a tiny bit more with these chops. But to be honest with you, I'm getting really anxious with this many builders, and it's getting too tedious. What do we need? Let's just switch out for a second. Alright, let's get the pyramids. Yep, perfect.
From the height of these pyramids.
Cool. We've got our wonder, we've boosted drama and poetry. Soon we'll be able to go back down the bottom part of the tree and get all these extra envoys. Arguably I could have gotten some of them sooner, but doesn't matter. So we start. Move the builder, add production. Shaves 6 turns, which is pretty good. Alright. I think I need this city to grow because I want to place another district. Yep, getting back to the cities. All of these core cities, etc., around will have pretty much just those two districts. As soon as I'm done with these districts and a few more builders, I will be just spamming out city projects, and I will be changing the focus in these cities to predominantly science one. Now I still need to find Stockholm. There's another neighbor there. Alright, France is taking the German capital, which means they'll probably pillage whatever districts Germany has, which is really, really sad. Alright. Can I
Without
finish
mathematics,
turn?
there's nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics.
And can I get
Everything
two
around
builders?
you is numbers.
Yep. 2 builders, although one has just 1 build. Alright. Maybe I should swap. Yeah, this is a much better campus. There's going to be quite a few campuses with good adjacency. So we're going to roll in that card pretty soon. There you are. Got you. Now the question is, did he have enough time to alert the camp, and will I now face barbs there? Alright, education. Now, speaking of adjacencies, it is really great if you can get it and achieve it, but I would say that it's really also important not to place too much focus on chasing adjacency. So one of the biggest mistakes that I keep seeing with YouTube players is they plan their districts so as to maximize adjacency bonus, but very often this means putting a district in a 3rd ring tile around the city. The problem is cities never grow that quickly, and in order to get your districts there, you will probably have to buy a bunch of tiles. More importantly, it will really delay the number of turns that it takes you to make any of these districts, which essentially abnegates any bonus that you would actually get from the adjacency, especially if you've spent a whole lot of gold to just get the tile, etc. For that gold, you could have purchased a library, maybe. I mean, don't purchase a library, but I'm just saying. All right, what's happening here? I really don't want to spend time to grow this city. Let's get this one back, and let's get a commercial hub here. This is going to be our Big Ben city. So we really need to grow it a little bit more. Maybe add a granary. Alright. Can I break these walls with a knight? Not even close. 45 is ridiculously high combat strength. And it's 53 if attacking over the river. Just ridiculous. Alright, let's pillage. Anyway, going back to adjacencies. If you can get an adjacency, great. If you can't, don't invest. That would be my big tip. It's much more important to save production by placing your districts while they are cheap, rather than trying to chase some really weak adjacency bonuses, etc. Let's alert. What should I do here? There's Gorgo. Let's get open borders. I've got plenty of gold now. Don't need to nitpick a deal. But let's try to sell something to Gorgo. I've got double sugar from city state, so I can sell my resource one. And this is a great thing about CQUI. It gives you this information. Gorgo. Let's try to get a delegation. Maybe I can get her to be my friend. And that would also mean a good trade partner. Now, Gorgo actually has Amsterdam. So I think I'm going to have to liberate Amsterdam at one point. But that would be a long road to go. I can't count on that.
Being a mercenary, though, hey, we just go wherever.
All right, horses are coming. Let me switch to ironworking. I might need to upgrade these eagle warriors to prevent horse spam from pillaging my campuses. This is all open terrain, so I really don't like it. Add production. I need to save chops for libraries and universities, so, and also they will appreciate in value quite a bit. All right, let's get it here. And let's see what can we get from Jerusalem, which is going to be our next target. Alright, I don't have the boost for medieval fairies, so maybe I could squeeze the drama and poetry. And should I use this envoy? Yeah, I'll get Kumasi back in a turn. So let's get 2 scientific city-states. That's great. Great for now. Alright, it's time to destroy Rome. Hit. I wonder whether this archer can break the wall. Yep. Alright, Rome is going down next turn. This really took much longer than expected. Way too many delays. Cool. Now, sorry for this. This mechanic of switching in and out is really tedious. I find it tedious. I've played one Aztec game recently and found it very unwielding, especially since sometimes like things like this happen with CQI where it doesn't properly switch the production and districts. But this is definitely the best way to use Aztec abilities. Now Chop is now at 61, which should maybe be okay. Or maybe I should have waited a bit more. Yeah, I should have waited. Impatience is not a virtue. Dortmund and Frankfurt look like really crappy cities. But they both have quite a lot of woods and stone, so that can probably be used to chop the traders. and that is going to increase our trade route count dramatically. Of course, I first need to get some builders in place there. Let's explore. Goody hat. What do I get? Theology. Yeah, we really don't need that boost, but okay. All good for now. Another thing to say is, once we get a little bit more of the builders, we will try to switch policies and go with the 100% campus adjacency bonuses, but we still don't have that civic. No. No. I'm so anxious to actually finish up Rome. Oh man, this took so long. Legions are really an overpowered unit.
The Lord made us all out of iron. Then he turns up the heat to forge some of us into steel.
Finish him. Promote. Goodbye. Can't believe it took so long. Wow. Alright, we get a pretty good campus in return. We get a commercial hub. And we get a monument in 2 turns, which is great. Alright, finally let's sell this city. Could be useful. I wonder whether I could do the whole spaceport in this city actually. Or maybe just use this city as a backup for some kind of Eurekas. Because another thing that we need to do is we need to get 1 or 2 theater squares. And in one of these theater squares we need to plan early to get an archaeologist. Let's grow this city with jungle. Alright, it will grow in a turn. Alright. And then we can place the 2nd district. Let's get the watermill for fun. Alright. What? Hello, hello. Vilnius. Vilnius is normally a very useful city-state, especially if you're going for a culture-oriented victory, because it can give you some pretty big boosts, such as, I don't know, a boost to globalization, etc. But it might be better to just conquer it, because we don't have any theater squares yet. So any benefits from Vilnius is going to come way too late. I should probably get a few mines here to speed this up. 285, so I can't finish it with a chop yet. And I should have waited at least a few more technologies before I chopped all this, but... yeah. Or at least one technology. It would have made a difference. And this would have been finished by now. That's the fun thing. But greed. Alright. Can I speed up this campus? Nah. Yeah, the campus was placed really early, so wasting builders on campuses on these first few campuses doesn't really make much sense. But it does on this commercial hub, because I need to get a market and a bank there as soon as possible. Now, normally we would also need to get 2 markets. I can probably squeeze another market in my capital, but in normal games I get Colosseum maybe at around turn 75 to 85, so maybe there's no need to build a second market. Alright, let's crush Germany. Huh. One turn. We've got a crappy city, but it's just the first city we've got. Let's just clear this out. And let's start propping up a bit more districts. 4 turns, it's okay. And let's put some production into a builder. We will finish that campus at one point, but no rush for now. The priority right now would be getting the commercial hubs. Also, this late settler is such a big mistake. It could have already been settled if only I didn't forgot to do the chops. And we're gonna use that city to make a theater square. Alright, one less builder. Amazing. Petersburg. I wonder whether Aachen is going to fall. It fell. Oh, I didn't even notice. So Germany lost its capital. And they don't seem to have any more combat strength. Now, France does have some and does have horses, but I think they would be really easy to plow through with knights. Right, let's have a look at the empire. Finally, there's a scout, but I'm a bit too late.
The poets have been mysteriously silent on the subject of cheese.
Where should I settle? I really want to get the sugar and get all these woods in range. Heal. Promote. Heal. Wait. Heal. Cool. I'm gonna heal this army and then I'm going to send it back into this uncharted territory up. They're too far for any more conquests, so it's going to be used essentially to fog bust and protect me from barbarians. And that's pretty much it. Alright, let's squeeze recorded history and let's see whether we can benefit from the campus adjacency bonuses. Campus 5. copy that builder down. Let's speed it up. Now in this particular city, there's a deer chop. I'm going to save these chops for later, because I want to make sure that I can time my Big Ben properly. And the only way to do that is simply to get some production in that city and then save chops so that you can finish it with chops. The worst thing that can happen in these games is that you do everything right except the Big Ben timing, because you either started too late or there was way too little production in a particular city. So I want to prevent that from happening with a little bit of forward planning. As for the other cities, there are no special plans. It's just going to be a matter of time of how long will it take to chop a library and a university. I think we should grow this city and then place a campus. Sorry for this super tedious mechanic. Let's start actually. Let's give that a hit before the warrior comes in. Speed up, and now we can place a commercial hub. Let's do it here. I don't know why I'm making this watermill, but let's finish it while we're at it. It might speed up the university. Alright, commercial hub. This will give the adjacency to the campuses as well. I'm not sure Philadelphia is going to grow enough to make another district. Anyway, we are now in turn 70. We now have 75 signs. We had, I believe, 50 signs 5 turns ago. So this is quite an improvement, and it's just the start. Now I really need to get these commercial districts out as soon as possible. I also want to talk about what's the difference between Aztec and a regular civilization, or any other civ pretty much, when it comes to this part of the mid-game. With regular civs, all my victories, my best victories are in the 137, 140 range. With some of the civs, with others it's around 150, all of which are actually still very good times. So what happens with these other civs, you can't speed up districts in this regular way, so you actually have to use your chops to put out the campus as soon as possible and put out the commercial hub as soon as possible. This means that you may not have any chops left for libraries and universities. For most cities, actually, there might be a chop left for getting a library, but then no chops left for universities. Or maybe you have to wait a bit to get a uni. Or you probably won't even have the builders ready to chop these universities. So you might need to wait a little bit for another builder wave, etc. That's all okay. It's inevitable. Maybe there is a faster strategy, but I haven't found one. So if I was playing another civilization right now, I would simply be using my feudalism builder wave and maybe a few extra builders to chop as many districts as possible. In my cities,
History
I would
is the
probably also
version
be
of past
using my
events that
capital
people
to
have
add a
decided
few
to agree
builders,
upon.
because capital should have normally has quite a good production. And then chopping the districts, chopping libraries if possible, and then leaving these cities to slowly churn out university. Let's do it here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Actually, I'm not going to buy the tile. Yeah. Let's just start making a theater square. Now with Aztecs, even though it's more tedious and more time consuming, it results in libraries and unis that are there pretty much 10 to 20 or more turns faster than what you normally get with other civs. And this significantly increases your victory time. Alright, let's get a bit of civil service. Question is, can I actually chop my capital to 10 production, and would it be worth it? Because civil service is one of the eurekas I pretty much never seem to get. Alright, let's use this jungle. Let's go with another round of district making. Monument. I want that monument right now. Library. And now we start slowly churning out a university. Of course, we will speed it up with a chop or two. Cool. Time to take down Jerusalem. It's going to fall in the next turn, and it's going to give me one builder, which is quite okay. Now, envoys. There's quite a few city-states, great scientific city-states. I'm quite happy about that, but at this point I'm starting to become worried that there is no commercial city-state, and the bottleneck in this game is obviously going to be gold. So the question is, what do we do? Every commercial city-state will give us something like 4 gold in every commercial hub. But more importantly, sending trade routes to commercial city-state will give me approximately 10 gold per trade route, and we really need to pick up a good gold economy and save approximately 25,000 gold, I believe, to purchase all the great scientists once we come to the end game. Alright, let's get this city. Taken. This terrain is so bad. I take the city. What do we make here? I don't want to waste that stone, so let's get a monument. And let's start sending a builder in that direction. Alright, Colosseum is coming next turn, and this will significantly increase our culture. It's just a great boost. Let's get all these builders somewhere else. Alright. The city will grow in a couple of turns, at which point I'm going to use the remaining builders to speed up the commercial hub. get a mine there. This city will also grow in a couple of turns. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to chop the jungle to grow this city immediately, so we can place another campus. This city is hopeless. All right. Gold. Okay. That's Russia there. So now we know where Amsterdam is, but we still haven't found Stockholm. All right. Am I making any more builders? Should I? Let's just see how much it will increase. Doesn't matter for a few turns. It's quite an increase, actually. All right. Still can't believe what trouble Rome gave me. That's very embarrassing. So taking out that +1 production card was really, really bad.
While the Colosseum's...
But now we've got Colosseum. Barbs just keep coming, don't they? It really slowed things down. I can't remember how long was the time to the district here. I think it was 28, and then it went up to 40 or something. So this just tells you how powerful that card is. And I shouldn't have taken it out. But on a... Let's chop this. One turn, let's get the campus. Actually, since it's going to grow there in 3 turns, I can wait that long. That's alright. Let's get a mine. On a positive side, it is now turn 72 and we've got 99.5 science. On turn 65 or 7 turns ago, we had 50 science. So our science output has doubled in 7 turns. And now let's see whether we can double it again. The culture output is going to go ridiculously high, especially since we've got Kumasi. So once we start, what do we get? This one might be a bit useful. So once we start getting the trade routes, it's going to add 4 or 6 culture per trade route. And that's going to be huge. All right, let's get the next city. All right. 1. Too far from promotion. And this one gets a promotion. Promote. Beautiful. Now we've got a holy site. I really wish I was able to capture a holy site sooner, because that would be adding us quite a lot of great profit points. It's always really handy to get a religion, and when you go with these quick conquest victories, you can pretty much get a religion definitely on Immortal, but it's questionable whether you can get it on deity. Anyway, the purpose of why we want the religion is essentially to get papal primacy, if that's the name, if I remember correctly, which is a belief that adds 50% to the output we get from city-states. And then if we convert one or two commercial city-states or scientific city-states, it is really going to increase our science and gold output. So it's a really, really important belief, and I'm looking forward to getting a religion. Again, I wish we got it sooner. Normally, you actually do get to capture a holy site from the AI pretty early. So at this stage, at turn 70, 80, you already have the religion and have some faith being generated. But not in this game. Anyway, I'm not going to complain. Alright, let's get you closer to action. Cool. Repair the monument as usual. Alright. I'm gonna send this guy with the Knight's army. Hopefully he might be used to do some important heals. And you go. Go there and wait. What? I wasn't working that tile? How come? When did this happen? It was definitely working the sheep when I took the city. Why did it switch out? I really don't get it. I really, really don't get it. Anyway, that's another oversight. Just keeps adding to the list. Another great campus is there in 3 turns. Perfect. Just wait there. Shall I just chop it? Yeah, just chop. Yeah. Chop. Get a library. Chop. Start making a university slowly. Arguably, I could have waited with these chops, because they will increase in value significantly soon, but I can't stand planning with this many builders. It's just ridiculously tedious. Alright, let's just not forget what we want, and that's Big Ben, right there. Alright, let me get a bit more coffee. Sorry, mic trouble. And a new turn. So, more builders. Wow. So Germany is attacked by both barbarians and France. I think I should put a hit here. So, these knights are extremely powerful due to all these extra luxury resources. So I'm thinking Maybe I could attack France the next turn. Or the turn after I conquer the city. So this stage of the game is very, very tedious. It's pretty much managing all these builders. As for further research, I'm kinda late with the trade routes and commercial hubs. They're gonna be here in a turn or two, but I wish I've done this earlier. Anyway, it seems that the barbarians are coming, and my army is just a tiny little bit too far. Alright. More barbs. Yeah, let's take the cliff walls. We never know when we're going to need it. So the next plan with the army up top would be to attack Vilnius and then hopefully go toward Yerevan. And if I deal with the Barb's problem in time, then I could probably join the rest of the army as well. Now, sorry for this. This stage really just involves a lot of switching, and this is one of the things that makes the Aztec game quite tedious. Now with any other civ, you simply place your districts, you do a few targeted chops where possible. You kind of have to preserve builders with other civs because you don't have them. You don't have as many of them. So in general, this stage of the game is much easier to manage. Alright, let's get a mine here. Alright. I think I'll need to artificially grow this city. Maybe add a few chops, but all that can wait a little bit. Now, this city can now place a commercial hub. My goal here would be to go with 15-ish or so trade routes. That should be more than enough. We do need to get huge amounts of gold, and we need it fast. Now, to achieve this, essentially I will need a dedicated city where I'll be able to chop all the traders. Now, it's easy with Aztecs and this many builders, but even in normal games, I highly recommend essentially what would be sacrificing one city for a bunch of traders, or making the traders in some of your, let's say, late cities where you don't really have much plan on building infrastructure, or the infrastructure is going to come too late. You can always pair a chop here or there, just for the purpose of getting that trader early. Now, the big problem that I see with the game is the trade routes themselves are not going to bring me a lot of money, because the best trade routes are to commercial city-states.
I cannot imagine any condition which would cause a ship
we don't
to
have
founder.
any. We can take
Modern
this city now.
shipbuilding has gone beyond that.
One. Pillage. Heal that one. And we can take with this one. Perfect. Alright, let's get this guy back to use that city. Engineering. It's time to get toward engineering at this point. I haven't built any walls, but that's okay. The science output is pretty good. engineering, because the next thing that I want is going to be the what's it called? Machinery. Why machinery? Because we need a water mill. Not a water mill, sorry, a lumber mill. Alright. I'm kinda short of builders here. I could have done this better. Doesn't matter. Repair the monument. Should we place a theater square? We do have a discount. Normally I really don't place this many theater squares, but we've got some good culture from city-states and I really want to push this game to the limit. So if you're going for a quick science victory, in general, you need to reach democracy by, let's say, turn 120, 130 maximum. But I plan to finish this game earlier, so we need to make sure we reach democracy way before that. And currently we're generating only 83 culture. Oh. Hello there. The barbs have come. How can I get there quickly? Hopefully they attack this first city and not move toward the rest of the cities. The biggest problem here is the terrain is open and horsemen are unpredictable. Instead of picking up an attack target, they just kind of roam freely around the map, wrecking everything. Alright, let's get a market in the Big Bend city. These two wood tiles next to the river in the Big Bend city are going to be lumber mills, hopefully. And then we can save these chops just to make sure that we can get Big Ben in time. Alright, waiting to grow. Growth in 1 turn. Should I get a builder? A mine. Way too many builders. It's getting tedious. The industrial zone is there. 4 turns to trader. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Alright, let's try to get this army quickly to join the rest and try to prevent the barbs. More barbs. I think we should repair this encampment. Come on, come on. Sometimes the production queue is a little bit buggy. Alright, probably the next 10 to 15 turns or 10 turns is going to be hectic with a lot of builders and putting up infrastructure. But then it's done. Let's just finish the encampment. If you find this part of the video tedious, trust me, I do as well. That's why I don't really play Aztecs. Alright, you're healed. Let's see what's to the right. There's definitely no one there. just terrain. Alright, so far so good. Promote. 2 knights will easily deal with these horsemen. Alright, Vilnius is offering us a builder. I don't want to waste my envoys on Vilnius. No. Let's go. City strength is at 13, which means it should fall pretty much immediately. Capture. There's another builder. Warrior, I doubt it is. Alright. You stay there. Finish the commercial hub. Perfect. Speed up the campus and then back to making the builder. Alright, so far it's going really well. We're at 150 science at turn 75. If my memory is correct, we were at 50 at turn 65. So that's a 3-time increase in 10 turns. Get ready to chop some universities. Alright, put a campus. The city above will definitely get a university soon. It's got 2 pieces of stone to chop and a wood. That's enough for a library, a uni, everything. That's a nice campus. Finish the builder. This into monument. I'm gonna finish the monument immediately. So let's just press place a bit production in the campus. Oh wow. Alright, so this is a lesson for me as well. The monument is now at 15 turns because the chop from the stone went into campus production as soon as I used the builder to complete the district. Alright. Way too many builders. Might be better to use this guy to finish the commercial hub. We've got 7 trade routes available, but no traders. I still haven't picked up a city to do the trade routes. So, yeah. Let's get these 2 envoys now. I'm still thinking whether I should maybe chop the capital to 10 population. But might not really be possible. Alright. I think think it's time to attack France. Decisive. Well, it said decisive victory. But things are a bit random, I guess. Nevertheless, all these cities without a wall are going to fall quickly. And then for the remainder, we just need to purchase 1 battering ram, maybe 2 if we split the army. And the horses will be able to break the walls pretty much immediately. All right. He ran away.
Mysticism is the mistake of an accidental and individual symbol for a universal.
All right. Time for a break.